Freakonomics isn't a finance book. It won't teach you how to budget. It won't tell you what stocks to buy. It won't hand you a 10 steps to get rich checklist. And that's exactly why it might be one of the most important money books you'll ever read. Don't open this book if you just want to feel comfortable. Don't read it if you're not ready to question your boss, your government, your gym membership, or even your grocery store. Because once you understand that incentives run everything, every price, every policy, every limited time offer, you realize the real money skill isn't investing. It's understanding why the game is structured the way it is. And once you see how the system quietly nudges you to spend, borrow, and stay dependent, you can't unsee it. And you'll never play the money game the same way again. You're watching M Cubed, Money Mindset Makeover. This isn't just a channel. It's a mindset revolution. Subscribe to elevate your money mindset. Elevate your life. Last video, we broke down Rich Dad, Poor Dad, what still holds up, what doesn't, and why the asset versus liability mindset is the foundation of building real wealth. If you haven't watched that yet, go do it right after this one. Links in the description. But today we go deeper. Today we talk about a book that doesn't just teach you about money. It teaches you how to see the world the way wealthy, powerful people actually see it. We're talking about Freakonomics by Stephen Levitt and Stephen Dubner. Learn how to break free from the cycle of debt and build a secure financial future, not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Subscribe to Money Mindset Makeover and hit the bell to join the financial revolution, my M Cubed Mavericks. Let's dive in. So what even is Freakonomics? Picture this. Two guys, one an award-winning economist from the University of Chicago, one a journalist, decide to team up and ask the weirdest, most uncomfortable questions about how the world actually works. Not how we're told it works, not how politicians say it works, how it actually, statistically, behaviorally, incentive-drivenly works. The result? A book full of counterintuitive truths that will make you question every financial and social assumption you've ever had. And here's the wild part. This isn't some underground manifesto. Freakonomics spent years on the New York Times bestseller list. Millions of copies sold. It became a documentary, a podcast, a sequel. Why? Because people were starving for economic truth told in plain English. And M Cubed fam, that's exactly what we're here for. The entire book is built on one massive, life-changing idea. Incentives are the cornerstone of modern life. Think about that for a second. Every decision you make, every financial choice, every career move, every purchase is shaped by some incentive. The question is, whose incentive is it actually serving? Your landlord raising rent 20% isn't because they need the money. It's because the market incentivizes them to extract maximum value from your desperation. Your boss offering you a 3% raise during 7% inflation isn't a gift. It's an incentive structure designed to keep you just comfortable enough not to quit. Your phone company burying the cancellation button 6 menus deep isn't an accident. It's by design. Freakonomics rips the curtain back on all of it. And once you understand incentives, you start making smarter moves with your money, your career, your time. One of the biggest ideas Levitt hammers home is that conventional wisdom, the stuff everyone just accepts as true, is almost always the result of someone else's incentive to make you believe it. Here's a classic example from the book. Real estate agents. You'd think your real estate agent has every incentive to get you the highest sale price for your home, right? More money for you equals bigger commission for them. But Levitt ran the numbers. When agents sell their own homes, they keep them on the market 10 days longer and sell for significantly more than when they're selling your home. Why? Because the extra commission they earn from holding out for a better deal on your house is so small it's not worth their time. But the extra money is worth a lot to you. Their incentive and your incentive? Not aligned. Now apply that to every financial relationship you have. Your bank, your insurance agent, your employer, your credit card company. Ask yourself, whose incentive is actually being served here? This is the M Cubed lens. This is wealth logic. Now let me get real with you for a second. Because here's the part that makes Freakonomics more than just an interesting read. It's actually a survival manual for the world we're living in right now. You're 24 years old. You did everything right. Went to college. Graduated with $40,000 in student loans. Got an entry-level job that pays $38,000 a year, before taxes. You're paying $1,400 a month in rent. Groceries cost 30% more than they did 3 years ago. And somehow, everyone on Instagram seems to be living their best life while you're calculating whether you can afford to go out to dinner on Saturday. You're not failing. The incentive structure is failing you. The student loan industry had every incentive to get you into as much debt as possible, and zero incentive to make sure the degree was worth it. The housing market has every incentive to keep prices high, because landlords and investors benefit from your inability to buy. The social media algorithm has every incentive to show you the highlight reels of people's best days, because comparison keeps you scrolling, and scrolling sells ads. You're not lazy. You're not broke because you spend too much on coffee. You're navigating a system that was architecturally designed to extract value from people who don't understand how incentives work. The system is playing chess while you play checkers. But here's the good news. Knowledge is leverage. And after today, you've got it. Have you or someone you know ever felt like no matter how hard you work, the money just disappears? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience might help someone else finally connect the dots. Freakonomics has a famous chapter on why drug dealers live with their moms. Sounds like a punchline. It's actually a masterclass in labor economics. The book reveals that the average street-level drug dealer earns less than minimum wage. The big money? It flows to the top of the hierarchy, just like in corporate America. The lesson isn't about drugs. It's about power structures. In almost every field, the top 5% captures the majority of the income. The question isn't just how hard you work. It's whether you're building toward the top of the right hierarchy or grinding forever at the bottom of the wrong one. M cubed, earn move. Identify industries where knowledge and ownership, not just labor, are rewarded. Build skills that compound. Think about which ladder you're climbing and whether it leads somewhere worth going. One of Freakonomics' most powerful economic concepts is information asymmetry. The idea that one party in a transaction almost always knows more than the other. And the party with more information wins. Your car dealership knows exactly what that vehicle cost them. You don't. Your insurance company knows the statistical likelihood of your claim. You don't. But here's the flip side. When you educate yourself, you flip the asymmetry. You become the informed party. M cubed invest move. Before any major financial decision, a loan, a lease, a brokerage account, a job offer, do 30 minutes of research from the perspective of the other party. What are they incentivized to do? What information are they not volunteering? This single habit can save you thousands. And when it comes to investing, the most powerful asymmetry you can build is time. Index fund investing works precisely because most retail investors don't stay in long enough to capture the gains. The edge isn't a hot stock tip. It's patience. It's staying in the game. Freakonomics teaches us that human behavior is driven more by context and incentives than by willpower. This is gold for budgeting. Most budgeting advice tells you to have more discipline. Spend less and want less. Basically be better. But Levitt and his colleagues would say, discipline is overrated. Design your environment so the right choice is the easy choice. M cubed budget move. Automate your savings before you see the money. Set up separate accounts for bills, spending, and investing. So the math is done before you feel tempted. Remove friction from good decisions. Add friction to bad ones. Delete food delivery apps. Remove saved credit card info from shopping sites. Make the impulse purchase take 10 more steps. You're not trying to out-willpower a billion-dollar tech industry. You're redesigning your financial environment so the game tilts your way. Here's the most counterintuitive thing. Freakonomics-style thinking reveals about saving. The most boring strategy almost always wins. People lose money chasing hot investments, timing the market, following financial influencers who are more entertainer than advisor. The data consistently shows that slow, automatic, diversified saving, started early and left alone, builds more wealth than almost any other strategy available to regular people. M cubed save move. Think rich, think boring, think compounding. Save a set percentage from every paycheck. Automate it. Don't look at it during market dips. In 20 years, you will have won. Not by being the smartest, but by understanding incentives well enough to build a system that works regardless of your willpower on any given Tuesday. Here's the moment. the flip. The thing that ties Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Freakonomics together into one unified financial philosophy for our generation. Both books, from completely different angles, are saying the same thing. The people winning financially aren't smarter than you. They're not more talented. They're not luckier in most cases. They simply understand the game better. They know who has the information advantage. They know whose incentives align with theirs and whose don't. They know how to build systems, in business, in investing, in their daily habits, that do the heavy lifting so they don't have to hustle forever. Freakonomics calls this thinking like a freak. Being willing to ask uncomfortable questions, challenge conventional wisdom, and follow the data even when it leads somewhere unexpected. M-Cubed calls it wealth logic. So think like a freak. Keep coming back here for weekly dimes that are going to get you where you need to go, my friends. You cannot build generational wealth by following advice built to serve someone else's incentive. You cannot outwork a system rigged against your labor, but you can outthink it. You can understand it. You can redirect your energy, your money, and your time toward plays that actually compound in your favor. This is where the rat race ends. This is where financial leverage begins. If you're feeling this right now, stop scrolling. Unsubscribe from broke and become the CEO of your life starting today. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because your bank account will thank you later. All right, M-Cubed fam, let's bring it home. Freakonomics isn't a personal finance book, but everything in it applies directly to your financial life. Here's what you take with you. 1. Incentives drive everything. Before any financial relationship or major decision, ask, who is incentivized here, and is it me? If the answer is no, renegotiate, walk away, or at minimum, go in with your eyes open. 2. Conventional wisdom is often someone else's incentive dressed up as common sense. Question it. Do the research. Find the actual data. 3. Information asymmetry is both a trap and a superpower. Educate yourself relentlessly, and you will make better decisions than 80% of the people around you. Not because you're smarter, but because you're more informed. 4. Design your financial environment to work for you. Automate savings. Remove friction from good habits. Stop relying on willpower and start relying on systems. 5. Map everything back to the M-Cubed pillars. Save consistently, invest patiently, earn with leverage in mind, budget by design, not by restriction. Together, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Freakonomics give you a complete picture, the mindset of the wealthy, and the structural understanding of how the world actually works. That's a dangerous combination, in the best possible way. Think rich. Think different. Weird economic truths are your secret weapon, and now you've got them. Be sure to check out my latest short, 24-hour pause rule on purchases. It's the perfect complement to everything we just covered, and I promise it'll save you real money this week.
Stick and stay, I've got your back, M-Cubed fam. See you there.
Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a drop.